Welcome everyone. The Finnish classes, they are back. It's great to be holding them again. This is going to be the round 2. The first class we're going to have today is mostly repeating the basics, the topics that we went through during the previous classes. Not all the things are going to be in these dias. There is some being left out that you can see from the old PDF files in the Finnish resource drawers, and then there are some topics that we will go through more deeply in later classes, grammar and the sentence rules. There is some things that I've been adding, so there is a little bit of new stuff as well. We're going to start with a very basic topic, which is the greetings and the farewells. There are a lot of different ways to greet people in Finnish language, but I have taken some of the very basic ones in here. The other greetings that you might hear in spoken language, we are going to go them through a bit later in the class about more casual and everyday kind of language. And you can also, if you speak or chat with Finnish people, you might also come across them. Here's some of the very basic ones, and I'm gonna read them through. I'm gonna have these like little breaks after each pronunciation, so you can try it out on your own at home. Moi, hey, which is hi and hello, and if you say them double times, moi moi, hey hey, it means bye bye. You just double them. Miten voit? How are you? Miten menee? How is it going? Menee hyvin. Menee huonosti. Voin hyvin. Voin huonosti. The difference between voin and menee is that menee is like it's going well, it's going poorly, and voin is like I'm feeling well, I'm feeling bad. And it depends a bit like what you've been asked. If you've been asked how are you feeling, miten voit, then you tell that you're feeling a certain way. Or if someone asks miten menee, how's it going, you can reply it's going well, menee hyvin. Nähdään means see you. Huomiseen, until tomorrow. Hyvää huomenta. Good morning. Hyvää päivää. Good day. Hyvää iltaa. Good evening. And hyvää yötä. Good night. When you tell farewells, saying bye-byes and this kind of stuff, under the title you can see sanon näkemiin, älkää hyvästi. Say goodbye, not goodbye forever. The difference between these is exactly like if you say näkemiin, it means bye-bye, it means goodbye, but it means that you will still see the other person later. It doesn't need to be in near future. It can be like, see you after a year, after 2 years, but you still plan to see them again. But if you say hyvästi, it's more like goodbye forever. You're not gonna see them again. You don't want to see them again. You will not see them again. The reason why I'm explaining the difference is people don't say hyvästi that much because, we want to maintain the friendships, we want to keep the contacts, etc., etc. But this is why you don't want to accidentally use the word hyvästi, because the other person might take it like, oh, you don't want to see me again. This is when you want to introduce yourself to another person, when they're introducing themselves to you, or if you want to ask them like questions about them. Minä olen. Nimeni on. Olen vuotias. Olen kotoisin. Minä asun. Minä pidän. Minä en pidä. Puhun suomea. En puhu suomea. And questions. Kuka olet? Mikä on nimesi? Kuinka vanha olet? Milloin olet syntynyt? Mistä olet kotoisin? Missä asut? Mistä sinä pidät? Mistä sinä et pidä? Puhutko suomea? And those are some very basic ways to introduce yourself or ask questions from the others. Then how to tell time. In Finnish language, when we talk about time, it's, as you see from how we ask about it, kuinka paljon kello on? Paljonko kello on? It means what time is it if you want to translate it into English. But literally it means how much the clock is. If someone asks, paljonko kello on, you can reply to it, kello on. The time is, or literally translated, the clock is. Because we don't really ask time with the word time, it's always like clock, the physical item. The ways you can reply to it, kello on 6. Or if it's afternoon, kello on 2 or kello on 14. In Finland, we use 24-hour clock. So either one of these is fine, but it's good to, keep in mind that sometimes people might reply to you like 14 instead of 2 p.m. If the clock is 1:30 something, you can either say kello on 3:30. In Finnish, this doesn't mean it's 3:30. It's not literally 3:30. It's 3:30. It's about to be 4 o'clock. So what we say, it's 3:30. It's halfway to 4, so it's 3:30. You can also say it more digital clock way, which is 15:30. 15 means 15 and 30 means 30. Both of these are correct. So whichever is more easy for you, you can totally use it. It doesn't matter. If it's 15 past, quarter, vartti. If it's 7:15, it's vartin yli 7. Or you can also say kello on 15 yli 7 when it's 15 past 7. When it's 1:45, you say kello on 7:15. Or if it's 7:50, then it's kello on 10:10. Then there's a list of some useful verbs. Obviously, it depends on people, what everyone considers as useful, because the way we speak, the way we live our lives, the things we do can be very different. Here's some very basic ones, like to be, to eat, to drink. Olla, must, I as a subject. Olen, syön, juon, puhun, kuuntelen, kävelen, menen, matkustan, opiskelen. As you can see, you don't need the person pronoun always. If I'm talking about myself, I can leave the word minä out from the sentence. It's not needed. Especially if you're talking with other people, it's often left out. For example, in books, you can see it a bit more often. But the person who is speaking it comes out in the sentence. As you can see, there's like a certain ending where you can notice the speaker, recognize the speaker. This is a thing that we will go through bit deeper when we talk about the grammar rules and conjugating some adjectives and adverbs. If there's someone who doesn't know, adjective means what something is like. For example, the salad is green. And adverb, it's how something is done. For example, I'm walking happily, I'm walking slowly, I'm doing something in a certain way. Here are some examples of how to recognize the difference between an adjective and adverb in Finnish language. Nopea, nopeasti. Hidas, hitaasti. Iloinen, iloisesti. Surullinen, surullisesti. The ending is quite similar in all of them, but obviously the end of how the adjective itself ends affects how the adverb of that adjective will form. Because as you can see, they are a bit different, although in all of them is the STI ending. Also, if you want to learn more adjectives, there is an awesome source I found that we threw into Language Cafe's Finnish learning resources, and it goes through the top 916 most common adjectives in Finnish language. So if you want to go through more adjectives, I definitely recommend checking that out. I was reading it myself and it's such a good list. Also in Finnish we have a lot of adjectives, as in there are in many other languages as well, so there's no point for me to start listing them out, but definitely if you want to do some writing practices, practice your Finnish, practice your writing. A thing that my Finnish teachers have always recommended is to use as much adjectives as possible. It might sometimes feel a bit silly, but it makes the language a bit more living. And as said, it also helps you to practice new words, adjectives, and adverbs in this case. We are still continuing a bit with adjectives. So comparing them in Finnish, we have positiivi, komparatiivi, and superlatiivi. So positive, comparative, and superlative. For those who might not be familiar with the topic in more grammar level, first one, positiivi, it's the very basic form of the adjective. Happy, sad, joyful, beautiful, the very basic. The comparative, it's when you're comparing, this thing is happier than the other thing, this thing is better than the other thing, this thing is worse than the other thing. And then we have superlative, which is like the most of something, the happiest, the best, the most beautiful, the prettiest. Here are some examples of how comparing adjectives sound in Finnish. Nopea, nopeampi, nopein. Kaunis, kauniimpi, kaunein. Ilkeä, ilkeämpi, ilkein. As you see, positive, the basic form, they change always. It's the form that you kind of have to just remember out. When it comes to comparative, the form usually ends with MPI. Nopeampi, kauniimpi, ilkeämpi. Sometimes, for example, in between kaunis and kauniimpi, for example, you might need to conjugate the word bit more. For example, with the nopea, nopeampi, ilkeä, ilkeämpi, you just add the MPI ending. The way that you usually can recognize which one it will be is the word is ending with the vowel, then with MPI, you just add it. If it ends with a consonant, for example, in kaunis, you remove the consonant and you make the vowel long. Kaunis, you remove S and you make the I long. Kaunis, kauniim. And the superlative, how you do it is you remove the last vowel and replace with IN. If it ends with consonant, you remove consonant and the last vowel and replace it with EIN. So when it comes to conjugating adjectives, it's often either just adding an ending or taking one or two letters away and adding the same ending. Sometimes you have to make the vowels longer. It can feel complicated at first, but it definitely gets easier the more you do it. First thing to check always is whether the word ends with vowel or consonant, and then you go forward. This is an awfully long term. It might sound very intimidating. They are the words that you need to create subclauses. You have to remember when you create subclauses in Finnish, you always need to place comma before a subordinating conjunction word, because that determines that the sentence separates to two halves from there. It's making it a lot easier to read those sentences when you place the comma. Sometimes people leave the comma out when texting, and obviously you don't hear it in spoken language. When it comes to the books, when you're writing things like texts, essays, anything more serious than just messaging with your friends, you always have to place commas. En puhu suomea, joka tarkoittaa, etten ymmärrä. Mikä? En tiedä, mikä tuo on. Että. Muista, että huomenna on koulupäivä. Kun. Muistan, kun minua vielä tarvittiin. Koska. Hän ei ole täällä, koska hän on kipeä. When speaking and having sentences with subordinating conjunction words, you can have this like space between the words at that point. It's another thing that anyone is gonna point out, but it's a thing that you might notice. And it's when writing more in Finnish, you can notice that Finns use subclauses a lot. They make the language sound more fluent. They make the text more fluent. Finns like long sentences. We try not to make them too long, but we like long sentences. Good rule to keep in mind is that a good sentence usually have one subclause. This is more of a tip for when you are actually writing things, as in essays or stories. We try to keep the amount in 2 subclauses at maximum, so they won't become too long. We are going to go through subclauses a bit more again in the grammar phase when we go through how you form sentences in Finnish. Here's the subordinating conjunction words that are good to keep in mind because you're going to see them a lot. And when using the language, you're also going to need them a lot. Locations and ways to travel. Koulu. Kouluun. Koti. Kotiin. Kauppa. Kauppaan. Hotelli. Hotelliin. As you may see, the examples don't have the version from somewhere. This is repeating a bit of what we have been doing last time, but that is another grammar rule heavy thing. So there's just 2 examples in this case. The ways to travel. Autolla. Pyörällä. Linja-autolla. Bussilla. Junalla. Metrolla. Kävellen. And example sentences. Menen kouluun metrolla. Menen kauppaan autolla. As you can see, the ways to travel when you go somewhere by an item like a car or a train or some kind of vehicle, you always take the basic form of the word and you add LLA or LLA ending to it. So car is auto. When you go buy a car, it's autolla. Bike is pyörä. And when you go buy a bike, it's pyörällä. Whether or not it's LLA or LLA it's depending on whether or not the word has letters or if it's the ones without the dots. So basically, you kind of copy it from the word. As you can see, pyörällä has the LLA ending because it has the a ending, but the other words, they don't have nor so they are ending LLA. The only difference here is when you go by walking, when you walk somewhere, you go kävellen. It's because instead of having a vehicle, it's like more of a verb, more of an activity. So the conjugation works a bit differently. It's a singular word that you kind of have to just remember. Then next, there are the person pronouns. Person pronouns, and I took all of the person pronouns we have. We technically have 12 of them. Mostly when talking about just people, you're gonna need the first 6 probably the most, but the other 6 you're definitely gonna see here and there, which is why I have them mentioned in here. Because usually when talking about person pronouns, it's always like I, you, he, she, we, you, and they. And that's it. But since we have more of them, I just thought to include them and also obviously translate them as well. So I'm going to read them section by section. Minä, sinä, hän, me, te, he, tämä, tuo, se, nämä, nuo, ne. Minun, sinun, hänen, meidän, teidän, heidän, tämän, tuon, sen, näiden, noiden, niiden. Minua, sinua, häntä, meitä, teitä, heitä. Tätä, tuota, sitä, näitä, noita, niitä. And there are all of the person pronouns of Finnish languages. Whether or not the lower 6 rows are person pronouns or not, that depends on language, but in Finnish language we consider them as such. If you're at the beginning of your Finnish learning, I definitely recommend you to focus into the first 6 rows. Minä, sinä, hän, me, te, he. Those are the most common, the most important ones. Also, if you're new to Finnish language, haven't been really in any contact with it, you might notice that in Finnish language, we have only one person pronoun for hän, for he, she. It doesn't matter if the person we talk about is a female, male, or something else. We only have one pronoun regarding the gender. So it's always hän. He, she, it's always hän. His, her, it's always hänen. Him, her, it's always häntä. And also when talking about they, their, them, it doesn't matter if the group is only men, only women, or mixed. That as well has only like one word, he, heidän, and heitä. I know some languages might have this depending on if it's a group of women or a group of men or mixed, but in Finnish we just have one word for them. Of course, depending on how you conjugate it, it changes, but it's a very gender neutral language. It's visible actually how you conjugate adjectives as well. I mean, it comes in adjectives, in nouns. There is no really different word if it's a woman or male, or no different adjective conjugation, whether it's male or female. It's always the same. Then the question words. Here is the list of all the question words we have in Finnish. They're very short. They are really similar with each other, except the first one, it's a bit different. But again, I think that it's good to practice and learn the difference between the words. Kuka, mikä, mitä, millainen, milloin, missä, miten, mistä, minne. Most of these words have really simple translations, like this is the word and this is this is the word and this is what it means. The only difference is what in Finnish. We have 2 words. We have mikä and mitä. The other one is with K, the other one is with T. The difference between these two words is, I'm going to give you sample sentences to explain it. If you want to ask, what is that? What is that you're holding? Mikä on tuo? What is that? Mikä on tuo? Whereas mitä is more like, what are you eating? Mitä syöt? Mikä on lempieläimesi? What is your favorite animal? And mitä ostit? What did you buy? That goes with mitä. I can try and see if I can find better examples of how to figure out better in what cases you use which one. But they both mean what. Mitä is more basic, but like maybe more common used. And Mika is always like, what is that? What is this? And mitä is like what something is. I just want to see that I'm very happy to see all you guys in here, and I definitely hope to see you again in 2 weeks in the second class. Moi moi for you all.